It's a dare. She dares you because she wants you to know how awesome you are. She dares herself because she wants to know how awesome she is. She challenges people to courage, the rarest energy on the planet. Through her writing, performing, and teaching, she encourages people to walk through their fear and use their authentic voice to be the very change they want to see in the world. Please welcome Paula with her piece, Persephone Moves from Hate to Frustration.
Thanks, Caitlin. Thanks, everybody, for coming tonight. I'm super excited to be here. All right, well, I wrote this piece in November of 2017, a week after cheating on my husband for the first time. When I met my husband 15 years prior, I had been a stripper for 15 years. I moved from Ontario to the tiny hamlet of Egmont, right here on the Sunshine Coast, and together we gradually acquired the persona of proselytizing Jesus freaks. But the lie to myself was great. It almost destroyed me. I turned my back on all the values that had been dear to me, betrayed my own essence. The damage was incalculable, is incalculable. In November of 2017, we'd been married 15 years, and at that point, during the flurried explosion of the Me Too movement, I hadn't had sex for almost 2.5 years, and not for the lack of trying on my part. Although after the US election, when my husband told me he supported the pussy grabber, I stopped trying because my attraction had turned to disgust. I'd been ruminating on bringing sex back into my life for a while at that point. And I went on ashleymadison.com to slog through the thousands of men's profiles there. After 2 months, I met a man I really liked, and we met, and we fucked. And I just about tore him apart. I decided then and there that everything was going to be different. I joined the fetish social media site, fetlife.com, to explore the desires of my heart and my body. I took back my old name, Torch the Witch. But what happened there was something I wasn't expecting. I found a place that I could be myself without judgment. I found a place where other women echoed the same experience of a sexless marriage. I found a place where I could write with absolute freedom. And I was exploring the choices I'd made in the past, fighting with them, beating myself up for them with spiked, poison-tipped gloves. I'd been fighting it for a long time when suddenly a shift happened in my mind. The fight still continues, but there is the outline of a new paradigm now, and I'm coloring it any way I want, including outside the lines or not at all. I spoke to my coach today. We shook things up. The tectonic plates moved, and I can feel the shift. We talked about my brand new sex life and how preoccupied I feel with it right now and how that is okay because I need to swim in it for a while. I need to luxuriate and splash and play in it and let the water run through my fingers. I need to reclaim this part of me. I have reclaimed Stripper Torch, and I am good with her. I love her again. She is back out in the universe, and I will let nobody take her from me again. For the past few months, I've been thinking about my sexuality intensely, and I want to live with that for a while too. It is okay to think and feel about this at length and to give myself time and space for this. I have work to do, play to do in discovering my sexuality in its freest incarnation. How close can I come to that? In Catholic land, I had to refute everything I was. I had to amputate my sexuality. My ability to see myself as a lovable, valuable, contributing member of society hinged on me amputating that beautiful, essential part of myself. I still mourn that, and it bloody well deserves to be mourned, as it was a tragic loss. But it is celebration time too, because she is alive again. This is the reclamation of me as a person. I am making magic now. I'm going to do what I want with as little pressure as possible, for as long as I need to. It's okay, Torch. You are not being irresponsible in giving yourself this fucking medicine. Pun intended. In fact, quite the opposite. You are not being selfish. You are taking care of yourself, loving yourself, giving yourself the gifts that you need and deserve. Your body is grateful. Your soul and mind are grateful. Your writing is grateful. This will serve in every possible way. I feel no guilt, not a fucking shred. I feel sexy and empowered. I am flirting with everyone I meet, male and female. I feel alive. It is magnificent. My sexuality is mine. There is no morality regarding it. My body is mine, and I will do what I want with it. But of course, this is not even the hard part. The hard part continues to be looking at Catholic Torch with some mercy. Being compassionate towards her, not hating her. I cried today thinking about it. I get that patriarchy is a fucking tsunami and that I was standing on the shore with my one sandbag as it crashed over me and swept me into the arms of God the Father. A father who said he would take care of me and love me, even in his demand to have Stripper Torch destroyed. I get that the patriarchal force is pervasive and invasive, and that the world was even less forgiving to sex workers 15 years ago when I quit stripping than it is now. I get that I needed a community after a decade of living as a nomad, and that I was lonely and exhausted in every way. I get that I'd been rejected by my family and abandoned by my lover, and my heart was cold and almost dead, and I'd been painted into a corner, and the fumes were getting to me. I get all that shit. But it is so hard to bring that knowledge from my head to my heart. So think, girl, think. Catholic Torch was a person of her time. She had to amputate a part of herself so she could fucking live. She really did. Stop playing what if. You went where you went. You went to the real underworld. You were fucking Persephone. The Catholic fucking Church, the source of oppression, the seat of evil, wrapped in beautiful windows and stunning architecture and sweet incense to help lull you into thinking, well, into not thinking. And it gave you loving friends and a best friend who adored you. And it put you on a stage where it knew you liked to be, and it turned you into a palatable, good girl accepted by the world, finally. The world that told you stripping made you bad and unlovable. And it gave you new things to think about, and it gave you refuge and respite and rest. Honey, you were so fucking tired. Give her a break. Please give her a goddamn break. She needed a break then. Why can't you give it to her now? Can you at least move from hate to frustration? Access to community and love is a survival need. You did what you needed to do, honey. Be kind to her. She is a million people. She is millions of women alive right now doing what they have to do to survive. The woman smiling as her boss grabs her ass while she stocks the shelves for minimum wage. The woman sucking another cock in a car for $20. The woman agreeing to destructive environmental policies to be part of a group that makes community decisions. She deserves your mercy. And maybe even your goddamn respect. Because she did what she had to do to live, and you know how fucking hard it is. The power and the energy it takes not to say anything when all you want to do is rage, 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 and rip your motherfucking hair out. That's the true nature of my hate and rage. The force that demeans us all. That life-sucking vacuum of energy. Don't give it to her. Don't. That torch got me here. She did her job. She did it well. She did high-level recon, and she is back with the data. She lived. Thank you, Catholic torch. Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I haven't given you the props you deserve. I'm sorry I've been so fucking awful to you. So disrespectful and condescending. And I'm sorry that tomorrow I'm probably gonna hate you again. But in this moment I don't. I get it. In this moment, I think I even love you a little bit. We do not live in a world that supports human women. We live in a world that supports civilized men and their lofty pursuits like marrying your stepdaughter and still winning an Oscar. Or having food just magically appear on your table 3 times a day. Or being given infinite time and space and resources to create. Torch, you opened your mind and you tried on their ideas. You went to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and now you have an incredible scope of wisdom. It wasn't easy to become Catholic. It wasn't a rollover transition. And as hard as it was for you to socially come out as a former stripper, it's going to be even harder for you to love and live with Catholic Torch. Don't gloss over the shit, but for Christ's sake, have some compassion. Isolation, solitary confinement, ostracization. This was life in the sex industry. These are humanity's cruelest punishments. And she did what she had to do to survive. She was strong and fucking brave, and she faced down the underworld. She was Persephone. She danced with the motherfucking beast at the banquet. She learned its name and let it fuck her so she could live. She is a motherfucking giant. Respect. Have mercy on her. Not that bullshit you need redeeming mercy, but real compassion for a woman with limited options. She got you here to this time and place where you are now saying hello again to men with desire. Hello, men. I'm back. Put your ego aside. Just fuck me. Listen to me. Respect me. And just fuck me. This is my medicine. This is literally my fucking medicine. The US election changed women in a big way. All the fucks we had to give about taking care of men's egos went out the window. And Me Too blew out the rest of the cobwebs. Tabula rasa. I'm ready to write. Hand me the next page.
For coming, and I just wondered if anyone has anything they want to say to any one of us, or any questions that they want to ask to any of the writers about